Hi guys! Sorry, I'm a bit worked up because I've just had a domestic with my Google Home, so don't mind me. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to film a Q&A. I didn't actually decide it today, I decided it like a few weeks ago, but I asked you guys questions and I was going to film that day, and then I didn't, like I ran out of time because it got dark, and then I just haven't had time since. So I'm finally sitting down today and answering your questions. So now I just got to find them. How do I find them? I think I need to go to like my archive stories. There it is. Okay, I got a lot of this question and for some reason I'm like, wasn't it really obvious? But apparently not. But yeah, a lot of you asked. I'm gonna read this one from Taylor Matheson. Do you have a boyfriend? And yes, I do. Like, I thought it was pretty obvious. Apparently not. So just thought I'd clarify that. The answer is yes. Nicola Murray, when are you coming back to the Gold Coast? Let's go out. Oh my God, yes, girl. I really want to go to the Gold Coast like super soon. I'm like missing it so much. I was actually planning on going up there. Like, I just need some sun and just like the Gold Coast vibes. Like, Gold Coast is literally my favorite place ever. And I don't know if you guys remember last year I went on a solo trip to the Gold Coast in Brisbane, and it was like the best trip of my life. So good. I loved going out by myself and just like having alone time, but also like stepping out of my comfort zone and like meeting new friends. And yeah, while I was up there I actually met Zoe, which is one of my closest friends today, and we still like keep in touch like all the time, and we see each other as much as we could. I literally see her more than some friends that live here in Melbourne. So I will be back very soon in the next couple of months. I'm definitely planning on coming back just for a little getaway. So yeah, keep an eye out. Next question from Celine Vivna. Have you ever tried weed or other drugs? So I have tried weed, but this is gonna sound so unbelievable, but it's actually true. So this time that I tried weed, I was actually with my ex-boyfriend and I was really young, and like I've never even smoked a cigarette before. Like, I am such a, you know, give me all the alcohol in the world, but like that's it. Anything else I just like, you know, not a fan of it at all. And I remember like he was quite into smoking weed, like him and his friends would always do it. And then one time he was like, oh, like, do you want to have a joint? It's like really, really good, trust me, blah, blah. And I was like, it's not really my thing, like probably not, it stinks, like I hate the smell of it. And I can't even, like, I don't even know how to do it because I don't know how to smoke. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. So I was like, yeah, probably not. And then he actually had a like shisha thing, if you know what that is. And it's pretty much like flavored tobacco stuff that you like inhale. And he had one and he actually brought it over to my house, and he's like, oh, we'll just put it in the garage and like we can have this and like a few drinks. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. And then I actually remember Mel was actually there at the time, and I remember we were like smoking it, and if you've smoked it before, it kind of gives you a bit of a head spin. And I remember having it and I was like, oh, why does it taste kind of like weird? Like, I was like, it kind of tastes like grass. And he's like, oh, it must just be the flavor because I used a new flavor and it's like shit. And we were like, oh, okay. And then me and Mel were like getting head spins, and we're like, oh, like it must be normal because like you always kind of get head spins when you have it at like a shop or like, you know, one of those shisha places. But like this was like worse, and I was like, maybe because it's like homemade, it's like a bit stronger and gross. And anyway, then after that, me and him were going to the movies, and he actually told me, because I remember my head was like spinning and I felt so weird, and we were like getting ready for the movies. Then he decided to tell me that he put weed in it. And I was like freaking out. And I have suffered from really bad anxiety and panic attacks ever since I was about 12. So around like this time, they were like at their peak. So my anxiety, like I just started freaking out because I felt like my whole body was just like uneasy, and like I was like tingling, and I felt like I couldn't really like see it. Anyway, I was just like my body had just freaked out, and I think in my mind, because like I knew what had just happened and it was against my will, I literally felt like it was worse, like my head was kind of making it worse. So anyway, I was like freaking out. We were at the movies, and I just remember standing like at the ticket box office thing, and I was just like, I felt like my eyes were like red, and like I felt like my pupils were dilated. I feel like I'm talking about ecstasy or something, but it was weird. And I just feel like everyone was staring at me, and I felt like I couldn't even stand straight. I couldn't even tell you what movie we went and watched because I don't remember any of it. And then I remember just getting home, and I lived in a 2-story house, and I remember trying to go up the stairs, and I was just like freaking out because I just had like, I was just all dizzy and I couldn't see properly. And I remember like laying on my bed, and like my whole body was just like tingling, and I was like, I wanted to cry, and I was like, make this stop, like this is so uncomfortable, make it stop. And I just tried to close my eyes and like sleep it off, but you know when like you get home from clubbing and you're still really drunk and you close your eyes and you just kind of see like stars, and you just kind of gets dizzy when you close your eyes and like your ears ring. That's what it was doing. So I closed my eyes and I started to feel sick, and so I couldn't even like sleep it off, and it was terrible. Like I was just freaking out, I was panicking, my heart was beating so fast. Like I ended up just drinking water, and I ate, I think, and then I slept it off, and then I woke up and I was fine. But yeah, I was so angry, and ever since then never touched it. Like I have no issue with anyone who smokes weed or anything like that, but personally, like not for me. And it just makes me think like, you know, young kids like, oh, all my friends are doing it, like I'm gonna try it, what's the worst that could happen? It just makes you relax and stuff. Like just be really careful, because I know a lot of people say it's good for their anxiety, but for me it just did the complete opposite, and I had a really bad experience. So yeah, be careful, and yeah, never do it again. And other drugs, I'll never touch any other drugs. I have friends that do it on the regular, and like that's completely fine. If you want to do that, you do you. But I personally have never tried anything, never have any want or need or like desire to try anything, because I just, yeah, I don't like not having control over my body. So yeah, as a control freak, that's not really an ideal situation to be high on drugs. And I also, yeah, I don't feel the need. I can have fun literally fully 100% sober. I do love like being a little bit tipsy and drinking and stuff. That's all the fun. Yeah, I'm fine with alcohol or nothing. That's completely fine with me. Next question from Carly Ann: is your dad in your life? I don't actually know if I've spoken about this before, but you guys know I have like a super close-knit family. So I've got myself, I've got Mel, then my little brother and sister Bailey and Eiley, and then I've got my mum and my stepdad, and we're all like super close. And I literally like I struggle leaving out at home because I miss them so much, and they live an hour and a half away, still in my hometown, so I go down every single week, and it's like I still live there pretty much because I'm just obsessed with them. My like biological dad is not in my life, never has been, never will be. It's quite a long and complicated story, like a lot more complicated than what you would think. Maybe I'll open up about it one day, but it's something that is kind of like in the past, and I'm not the type of person to like sit in front of a camera and talk about. I know, see, this is the thing, right? I find a lot of like YouTubers and stuff like that, like they always sit here and they talk about like how, you know, they've got a bad relationship with their father, or they don't have a father in their life, and it's kind of like a poor me sob story. But like, I feel like this is going to sound super insensitive, but fair enough if I had no clue. Everyone's situation is different. But when people talk about like, you know, I've never had him in my life, and I never got to know him, or he didn't care about me and that kind of thing. And it's just kind of like a poor me, give me attention sob story. This is why I turned out how I did. Like, this is why I did these things. And they kind of like use that like to blame. And I just kind of sit back and I'm like, no offense, but I'm in the exact same position. And it's never something that I feel like I need to talk about Like even some of my best friends don't know the full story. Because I just feel like it's not really anything relevant or anything that I need to talk about or I need to get sympathy from people for. I've got an amazing mum who has been my rock ever since I've been born. Me and her have been like this my whole entire life. And now for like the past, I think nearly 10 years, I have had an amazing stepdad, which has been like an amazing father figure for me. And not only like a father figure, but like a best friend as well. So I'm really lucky because I do have that relationship with both of my parents now, where they are like my parental figures, but they're also my best friends, and I can go to them about literally everything. I can go to them and ask them about sex. Like, you know what I mean? We can talk about absolutely everything. And I love that. And growing up and through my childhood, like it was very rocky and a lot of weird things happened that wouldn't happen to the normal child with parents. But yeah, I don't know if I'll ever go into that. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. It's kind of, yeah, it's shaped me into the person I am today, and it's made me a lot more, I think, you know what, I feel like it's matured me a lot. So yeah, I'm super thankful for everything that's happened, because obviously it's shaped the person that I am today, and I wouldn't take it back for the world. And the family that I have now, I wouldn't take any of them back for the world, because they are absolutely perfect and couldn't fault them. So I think at the end of the day, like, blood and genetics don't mean anything. It's same with friends and people in your life. Doesn't matter if you are related, doesn't matter how long you've known each other for. Someone that's known you for a day can have better intentions and can be better for you than someone you've known for 20 years, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that shit doesn't matter. It just depends on the person and their morals. I think I answered that in quite more detail than I thought I would, but I hope that answered your question anyway. The next one, Kitty Lise. Has your old roommate from hell from the story time did ever apologise for the actions? So I think you're asking if my roommate from hell has ever apologised for her actions. No, she has not. Still haven't heard from her at all. Still owes a fuck ton of money, but I just know that, like, we'll never speak to each other again, we'll never see the money again, we'll never hear from her, because she's obviously the type of person that just runs away from her problems. So yeah, good luck to her. I don't even give a fuck anymore, because the last thing I want to do is talk to her anyway. And even if she did apologise, like, it wouldn't make much of a difference. Ames, how do you deal with the end of a friendship? Have you had any bad experiences with friends? Oh my god, I have had the worst experiences with friends. And I think that's purely because I'm the type of person that kind of goes like above and beyond, and I'm such like I'm a really caring person. I don't mean to like toot my own horn, because I kind of hate that about myself sometimes. But I think because I'm a Cancer, I'm like super caring and super sensitive. And when I have friends, like, I'm not like a half-assed person. Like, I'm the type of person, like, I don't do small talk. I don't do like acquaintances. You're either my friend or you're not. Like, you're not in between. I just, like, I can't be fucked for that, like, in between thing. So I've always only had like a really close knit of friends, because I'm like, if you're my friend, I want to talk to you, I want to hang out with you, I want to see you, I want you in my life, you know what I mean? And I want to make effort, and I want you to make effort as well, otherwise fuck off. And it's always sort of been very one-sided with these sort of bad friendships, and I've found that I've always put in way more and I just haven't got anything back. And the other thing with me is that I hold grudges really bad. So if you are my friend and you do wrong by me, I find it really, really hard to forgive you. And I just, like, I don't know, sometimes in some situations, like, I have forgiven that person, but it's just never quite the same, if you know what I mean. I have had like some ends of some pretty like shitty friendships. And to be honest, like, I'm the type of person that just can cut someone like that. Like, I'll just unfollow you from everything, not reply to you, and I kind of just sleep on it and get over it. So to be honest, like, my advice on getting over, I think that was the question, was it? Yeah. My advice on how to deal with the end of a bad friendship is literally just delete them, unfollow them, block them if you need to, delete their number, cut all contact, and just know that you are so much better than that person, because clearly if it was a bad friendship, why would you want to be friends with them? Like, there is billions of people in this world. You can have so many other friends, and we're always making new friends. Like, sometimes I think I'm like, shit, like I'm 20, I nearly just said 24. See, I'm like, I don't even know how old I am anymore. I'm 23 and I'm still constantly making new friends. And I find that I didn't really start making like proper good friendships until I was like at least 21. So I feel like, yeah, the older I get, the better and more meaningful friendships I make. And you'll meet people in like the most randomest places. Usually you can meet them at like work. Go on Bumble. You can go on Bumble BFF and make friends. Like, so random. Or like, do what I do. Just go on a holiday by yourself and just make friends. Like, honestly, there are good people everywhere. You don't need to be stuck with she mates. And just keep reminding yourself of that. That's pretty much the best advice I have. And if you ever need someone to talk to, just chuck me a message, because I'm always here and we're all friends. Ilona, I'm not going to even say your last name because I know I'm going to butcher it and I don't want to offend you, so. Whoa! Just choked on my own saliva. Okay. Are you into cosmetic injections like Mel is? Both are stunning either way, XX. So first of all, thank you. And when it comes to cosmetic injections, some people are into it, some people aren't. Absolutely nothing against people who are. Like, you do you. If you think it looks good, if you think it improves your confidence, and you want to get it done, like it's your face, you do it. I personally am not into it at all. I'm more of, I'm not going to be like, I'm a natural beauty, but honestly I like that natural look a lot better, and I do prefer it like on myself anyway. Like, as much as I love glamming up and looking like this, I'm honestly myself and I really feel myself, and I've just got a bit of active wear on, and my hair like freshly washed, like not even straightened, just freshly washed and nice and fresh, and just like my moisturizer on and my lash extensions. And just give me my lash extensions and I am so happy. That's when I just feel like my best. And I don't know, I always get like, Ben always compliments me when, for example, yesterday I had that exact look and I just had my activewear on, my hair was out, it was nice and fresh and washed, and I had absolutely no makeup on, just my lash extensions. And he was just kept complimenting me about how good I look, and he's just like, you're so naturally beautiful, like I love when you look like this, like it's my favorite. And I honestly think it's taken me a lot to get to that sort of confident state. I mean, the lash extensions make a difference, but yeah, even if I didn't have them, I would still feel just as confident. But yeah, I did give lip filler a go 2 years ago, over 2 years ago, a long time ago, and like I did like it for a bit, but I think, I don't know, I just like outgrown it, I think, and I'm glad that it's all gone. And yeah, I'm probably not planning on getting any more, like it's not really ever crossed my mind. I think people a lot of the time like get their lips done or like get their cheeks done and that kind of thing, and then it becomes like an addiction and they just keep getting it done because I don't know why. Apparently in their heads they think it's not enough. But for me personally, like I got them done and I was like, yeah, like looks alright, but I didn't love it. I kind of like was like, I don't know, sometimes I loved it. You know what? I loved it when I had like a full face of makeup on and lipstick on and stuff. I thought it looked really good. But then when I was like natural, I was like, I don't look like my natural self. Like I don't look like, you know, I don't look like little natural Nelly that I love. So yeah, I don't know. I just love that without filler. And you know what? Even though my filler's completely gone, I have gained like a lot of weight in the last few years. So I feel like my face has got a little bit chubbier, and it just like, my face just looks better how it is now, just natural. And yeah, I like that I can have my natural lips, and then if I want to have big juicy lips, like I do right now, I can just overline the shit out of them and they look just as plump. So yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion on it, but yeah, you do you, boo. Another question from Ilona. With living away from home and in Melbourne City, how do you save for your designer items? So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you know, just save your money and blah 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 blah, because living out of home and living in an apartment in an area that I do, it's fucking expensive and it's actually a joke. Like, that's why I haven't traveled as much lately, because all my money literally goes to living and it's shit. And honestly, I've got a few designer items that I purchased years and years ago when I was still living at home. Like, I've spent all of my savings on like furniture, and because as you saw if you watch my moving vlog, like I had to redo like this whole, not even redo, I had to furnish this whole house, and like it costs a fortune to furnish a house nicely. I'm still not finished. Like, I've still got to do my study room and bedroom, and yeah, I would just rather put money into my house and like traveling, and maybe buy like a cute outfit here and there. Like, I don't even buy clothes anymore, because I could be like, oh, I could buy a new dress for $50, but I could also buy a new plant. I'll go with the plant, it lasts longer. So yeah, that's the kind of situation I am in. Haven't bought anything like designer or expensive for myself like that in the longest time. So to be honest, I don't really have an answer for you there, because like at the end of the day, I think designer stuff is just materialistic stuff, and there is other things and much more important things that I would be spending my money on. Especially as someone, like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like I'm fucking rich, because I'm not. And yeah, I think especially for someone who doesn't have all the money in the world, I was actually listening to a podcast not long ago, and I can't remember who it was, but she was basically saying how it's so sad that designer items are meant to be like a luxury, or like for, you know, the type of thing that only someone like quite wealthy can afford, because it's not the everyday item, and it's just like, it is a really luxurious item. But because these days on Instagram everyone's got everything designer, like your normal like schoolgirl with the casual after school job will save up all her money just to go buy a Gucci handbag just so she can fit in. Like, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's just ridiculous. And I just think, like, if you feel like you need designer stuff just because everyone else on Instagram has it, like, girl, it's just BS. You spend $1,000 on a Gucci bag, or however much they are, don't even know. Like, you could go on a holiday for $1,000, and I'm sure that would make you much more fulfilled and happy. So yeah. Olivia Faith, shower sex, yes or no? Depends how big the shower is, but to be honest, no. I think I'll skip on it. Like, it's not my first preference, to be honest. Like, I don't really like getting wet. Dylan by 96, out of all the products seen on your Insta, how many are paying you, sent for free, or purchased by you? Interesting question. So with my Instagram, like, I'm not like a full-time Instagrammer, influencer. I did do it full-time at one stage, but it's just like wasn't fulfilling like at all, and I'm like, this is just like not me. I would rather spend my time on Instagram just sharing the things I love and just sharing whatever I want, and not what I have to do and what I have to post, because I just don't think that's authentic. So out of all the products, to be honest, I'd say majority of the products that I talk about are genuinely purchased by me, and are genuinely like just me talking about shit that I like and recommending, because I know, like, if I think, like, for example, these candles by Miles Grey, they are crystal infused candles. They are absolutely amazing. I have these, and if I think they're amazing, I'll talk about them, if, you know, whether I've purchased them or not. For example, this was actually gifted to me, so if they are gifted, I will always disclose that it's gifted. I'll never try to like hide or anything like that. But the thing is with gifted stuff is I can choose whether or not I talk about it. If someone chooses to send me something, that is completely up to them. If I don't like it, I won't talk about it, I won't share it. So if I'm talking about something, it is because I genuinely love it. This candle smells freaking amazing, by the way. But anyway, and from stuff that is like fully sponsored that I'm getting paid to talk about, I really don't do that many anymore, just because I don't know, I just don't feel the need to. Like, I would rather my like Instagram to be more of a like an honest, genuine, just sort of me chilling out. Like, I'm just a normal girl just doing life and talking about all the things that I love and just sharing my life with you guys. Like, I don't understand why I should feel that with just paid promotions. Like, I'm not a walking billboard, you know what I mean? So unless I genuinely use a product and it's something that aligns with my values, and then they reach out to me and be like, hey, we'd love to collaborate and work together, then I'm like, yeah, that's like amazing, like bonus points for me. Like, I actually get, you know, paid for talking about it, which is amazing. But you just get heaps of random companies and random people wanting to collaborate with you, and it's just kind of like, I would never, like, I would never use your product, I would never wear clothes, I would never buy that myself, so why should I tell other people to buy it? Like, I don't know, I just follow, well, I used to follow, I did like a massive unfollowing spree. I actually unfollowed like 500 people recently. I'll talk about that in more detail in another video, but I used to follow quite a few people that would always, like, every single post was like a paid sponsored thing, and it's just, it gets annoying, you know what I mean? And it's just so obvious, and then it just really makes you want to unfollow them. So Shelby Shanice, are you still doing more for By Nelly? Yes, I am. Now that I finished uni, I'm focusing on my skincare brand full time. If you check out the Instagram, I'll do like a little bit of shameless promo here. You can see I've been like a lot more active and yeah, doing a lot more for it. So I just want to thank you everyone who has been supporting and is continually supporting my brand, because yeah, it honestly is my passion and it makes me really, really happy working on it. And there are some amazing, amazing things coming, and I'm really excited that I can like do it now. Like, I've got the time and I've got the resources and I've just like got the energy and everything to really give it my all. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. It's really, really hard work actually, because you don't realize how much actually goes into running a business, especially when you're doing it by yourself. Like, literally everything by yourself, from emails to posts on Instagram. Like, you always got to be active, you always got to be responding to emails, you got to be packing orders, you got to be making the products, just everything, like doing advertising and all that stuff. Like, yeah, so much goes into it, but I am really enjoying it. So yeah. Kirsty McKinley, I think it is, how to deal with an ex when you start seeing someone new. To be honest, they ex with for a reason. I just don't understand why you would keep in contact with your ex. I personally never would. I think if you break up, you cut all contact, get out of my life, goodbye. And then when you find someone new, you just move on. And if your ex has a problem with that, then I honestly would like block and just like fuck them off, because why do you need that in your life, you know what I mean? Like, they're your ex for a reason, that's all I need to say. So I don't know why there would be something to deal with. So yeah, cut all contact is honestly the best way to move on. And yes, and let's finish on a humorous one. Jordan Marie, would you rather drink a glass of someone else's sweat or eat a sandwich full of hair? I would definitely rather eat a sandwich full of hair, because at least you've got the bread to like mask the hair. But if you're drinking a glass of someone's sweat, BRB while I vomit, that is foul. That's actually disgusting. Anyway, that is all the questions I have time for today. Thank you so much to all you beautiful peeps that sent through your questions. I'm sorry for the ones I didn't get a chance to answer, but next time I do a Q&A, you can ask again and I'll make sure to do so. And I will see you in my next video. I feel like I'm losing my voice. Thanks so much for watching again, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!